some of the things you're saying are the type of things that people should be hearing, because things are difficult and things are like, everywhere, and a lot of people are discouraged. People are getting more discouraged every day. But when people are able to hear that, oh, I can still work on myself, I can still get better. If people know that there's always going to be difficult times, they won't be so crazy when difficult times come.
Yeah.
And these are just the natural way life works. I don't think there's anyone that has had success all their life. There's always like that, like the waves. So I'm very happy that you touched on those things that, people can actually do, how they can think. I know you mentioned something about the thoughts too.
Welcome to theBLOcounsel, where we talk about everything personal development and business development. On this episode, we will dive into the Naijaprenuers segment, where we discuss with Nigerian entrepreneurs, their journey, struggles, and lessons learned on their path to success.
Just two more things, two more questions before we go. I know you've talked about, some of how you got into the media, how you started, with your brother's laptop and all that stuff, learning some things. Are there like tools? Because I'm assuming, you guys have all these, now so many things is online, and then, people have all these apps and softwares that go on and all that stuff. You've talked about soft skills in terms of, the zeal, the passion, but I would assume that there may be some hard skills too.
Constant key.
Yeah, that are, required, especially in this media. Are there some of those skills that you would like to say, oh, maybe for someone who's listening out there who wants to do something the same? What are those things that they should be focusing on in terms of hard skills?
All right. So hard skills, yeah. The reason why I don't usually talk a lot about hard skills is because you can get them anywhere. Right? And you can get them anywhere. Like, go on Google now, but let me just talk about them. So you need to learn how to edit videos, and there are certain tools that you could use. You could use Adobe Premiere Pro. I think that's like a good place for anybody to start, right? Because you might not have access to camera gear, but you can have access to a laptop. I think everybody has access to a laptop. Everybody near almost civilized, city has access to a laptop, or knows someone that owns a laptop. So that's generally accessible. So get a laptop, know how to edit, get the basic, cut, join, add effects, transitions, maybe small visual effects. So Adobe Premiere Pro can work for that. And even though they say it's a paid for app, it's paid for, but if you know, you know. If you know, you know. Right? But I don't use Premiere Pro anymore. I use Final Cut Pro because, I'm an Apple fanboy. So anything Apple does.
This is free promotion for Apple.
Because I want to work with them eventually. So, I've said it. I've been saying it for like 3 years. Maybe when it happens in another 3 years, I'll say I said it and I kept telling all of you, but people did not believe me. But now see. All right. So Adobe Premiere Pro, learn how to edit, or DaVinci Resolve, depending on what you want to do. I know that there's this CapCut thing that's now gaining some traction. So basically, whatever software you want to use, you need to learn how to edit videos. I think that's a good starting point for anybody that wants to get into media. Because even if you get a camera to shoot, how will the thing go from the raw file to something that people can watch? So it's now how to present. Like, you can even learn the skill and never shoot and still know how to create videos, because you have internet. The internet is full of a lot of content. You can just have the skill of editing and have never shot a video in your life and be producing videos on a daily. So that's one you can do. You can start and finish in your laptop. So that's one. And you can now start looking at, learning how to do production, because in video creation, there's pre-production, production, post-production. Pre-production is everything that happens before the actual shoot. Production is what happens in the shoot. Post-production is editing, VFX, sound effect, distribution, and all of that. Right? So pre-production, how would the video go? They probably need to write a script. Some people don't need to write a script. Like this interview now is not scripted. There's no teleprompter here. Some people need to write a script. Some people need, set location. Where are we going to shoot? What are we going to use? So all of that is just brain work, right? Creative work based on experience. But I won't let you stress on that, because you are just starting. What really do you know? There are some things that you cannot pre-produce it. You will still face the problem in production. Even me right now that I've been doing this for a while, there are some problems that I still face of production. For example, Lagos traffic. You can't to prevent Lagos traffic and ensure that all the roads is beyond you. right? So scenes will still happen, right? So then production is, you've already gotten your camera gear. Now there are a lot of rental companies. You really don't need to own. But I think what you focus on is storytelling. It's a hard skill, but you can't really touch. It's a hard skill. Knowing how to do videos that are visually engaging needs a lot of storytelling. So learn how to tell stories. When you watch movies now, don't just watch movies for fun or for Netflix and chill.
Get something
Netflix
out of
and
it.
what did this director do that made me stay 3 hours on this thing?
True.
What did he do? What are the elements of storytelling that you so get a lot of theoretical knowledge, and that's pre-production, script writing, set design. There's also set design. I don't do set design. Like I said, he's going to do everything, right? Set design, pre-production, script writing, location scouting is a lot. So just find the one that works for you. And then production is the actual shooting. Just ensure that whatever you do, press record. If you don't press record, you wasted your time, because so even if that's the only thing you know how to do, even if there's no light, because you need to learn how to do lighting, the kind of lighting for the kind of mood, it has to be in line with the video. But at the beginning stage, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, the video lighting wasn't perfect, but we can watch something.
Of course.
Yes.
And the content is there too.
The content is there. So at the beginning stage, all this professionalism will not be there yet naturally, right? But just ensure that you can, even if it's your phone, that's also something you can use to shoot. Some people, content creators, all this process I just said can happen in under 2 hours. Pick up your phone, you see a TikTok reel. Oh wow, learn the dance. Start pre-production. Learn the dance, get the song, make me sweet. You do the dance, get water, you pour on yourself. That's production. Inside that same TikTok, cut the clip, add the sound, post-production, and post it, distributed. You have 100,000 views. That's cinema. So all the things I'm saying can be complex, but it's really simple, depending on your, particular thing. If you want to now do maybe more deliberate and big projects, you now start have to take in your time, because maybe client is paying you 2 million or 800K. Or you don't want to give them make me sway. You want to make them sway, You want to make them water, make them moolah. So there's a way you will now do that. But basically, that's the skills you need to get.
Makes sense.
Know how to write, script writing. Just get your notepad, your diary, your pen, write. And post-production, know how to edit production, know how to do the exposure triangle, what's light, what camera, even that camera conversation self. Which camera do I use? Use what you have. How much do you have? I have 200K. I don't, just give me the money. There's no camera you can buy.
You just find a way around it.
Use your phone. You're using the iPhone only for Snapchat. No, you can use to shoot film. No one will judge you. Even this guy I follow so well, Christopher Nolan, his first official movie was not good in terms of visuals, but the story was good. Right? So the story is good. Work with what you have and make sure you learn the skills, and you're always improving. So yeah.
So I was saying that thank you so much for the way I can't stop talking about how you're going into some of the details, which I think is, again, where the mix-up always comes with most people. They hear these nice things, they hear, oh, I can do this, I can do that, but then they get lost when it comes to, okay, what do I need to do really?
Execution.
The execution part, and I think you touched on some of those things. And again, this, and I'll tie it into a question now, because when you look at the environment in Nigeria, and I keep talking about the Nigerian context all the time, especially now when, anyway, it's not like now, people like to make fast money. It's not about now, it's always been like that. I think everybody kind of likes, to make quick money, depending on,
as long as it's legit.
Yeah, in a world where there's legit, there's illegit, there's so many things going on. I want you to, and I'm looking at it from the context of, you probably, also have friends and, a lot of guys, and this is more like a guy question. How do you, I don't want to say you, because I believe that you are kind of like developed to a certain level, but how will a young guy out there figure out, how to shield himself from, the whole concept of, oh, I can make money in this type of way, I can do this thing sharp and make the money sharp, leaving the consequences. Again, we've all passed through these phases one way or the other somehow. But the way the country is at the moment, where it's like majority of people have lost hope. Not majority, but I would assume that majority of people, lose hope as regards and all that stuff. So want you to go, let's go around. How can this young guy, let me paint a scenario of a young guy, how can he shield himself from this concept of, oh, if I don't make this money this way, I'm not going to be able to make money. I need to make the money sharp, sharp. How can that guy now, look at all these things that you're talking about as regards, how he can start his own video shooting or video business or all that? What are the things that they need to have in mind? Like for me, I would say for a start, I would say something like, the patience comes in, right? But nowadays, nobody wants to be patient anymore. How are you seeing this trend? I want to get your view of how that is happening outside, not just from my own view, but, when you see this type of things happening, how are you viewing it? And how do you also think that our environment, whether it is our government or our people, what are the things that can be done in your own view that we can use to help, we young people that need money like this?
Well, it's a common problem that everybody knows, even if they want to ignore it, on people trying to get quick money.
Yeah.
And most of the things that motivate people to get quick money, some are legit in terms of what I mean by legit. I'm not saying the act is legit, but the concerns might be legitimate, trying to get maybe your family out of poverty or yourself out of poverty. Some are because of peer pressure. Kunle has bought a Benz, Tayo has bought a Benz, I'm saying entering Keke. And what that does is that it creates a lacuna. Sorry, a lacuna is a pothole on the road. It creates a pothole where all the possible things that could go wrong you can't see them, and you are only looking at the things that you can get, right? But what's the difference between you and an animal? Animals are ruled by instincts. They don't think or reason about consequence. If an animal is hungry, it's going to go for food, even if you tell it not to. Animals don't have what humans have, which is, order. What's the difference between you and an animal if you cannot control yourself?
True.
And that's the problem. Many people don't think that deeply. And it's a deception. Social media will deceive you. In fact, life will deceive you that you think that that's the way to go. But let's be honest with you. Anybody that has built anything that has lasted cannot do it in a hurry. It's a
100%.
constant. If you want to build to last, do you want to build something that will fade away in the next 5-10 years? Or do you want to build to last? You cannot use these ones. Quick money can't sustain you for your life. So are you building because I want to show my friends that I have XYZ? Or are you going for what works? And I'll advise you. I might not be the richest person in the world. I'm probably not even in the top 1 million, 1 billion. I don't know the poverty index, right? But I can tell you for free, it is possible to make legitimate money. You just need to get rid of that illusion that you are late. You are not late. I mean, who sets the time? Who sets it? Who told you that if you don't have this amount of money before 25, you are a failure? That's a lie. It's not true. But because you have believed that, you are now rushing to do things that will kill you. And if they don't kill you, they are going to kill your love for value. The problem many people have is once you begin to get quick cash, you no longer see the dignity in labor anymore. And that's a difficult place for any human being to be. One of my fears growing up, let me not say my fear, one of the things I used to hate was when I have, I love women, I love people generally. Don't mistake me.
You started with women.
What I'm about to say is about women. Okay. Don't mistake me. When I have girls my age, who one way or the other, they know one man that gives them money for just being pretty. And me, I'm here, I mean, am I not fine? It's not everybody, right? My mother is very wonderful. I have elder sister, so get my point. What that did for some of them, not all of them, was that they began to look down on actually working to get stuff. So there's one in particular, while the rest of us were building skills, she was not, because she felt that her beauty was enough incentive for her to make money. But the thing about beauty is that it will fade. And beauty is subjective. So what happens when you are no longer that pretty? How would you eat? So whatever it is that is pushing you, coming back to the boys' conversation, whatever it is that is pushing you to think that even that thing you want to do is even work, it's not really quick money. It's an illusion. It's not quick money for anybody that wants to do Yahoo. You think it's quick. It's not quick money. You work. So why don't you just put that energy and time to do something that you can actually be proud and boast to yourself and say that this is something that can last than building something that doesn't have legs.
True that.
Man, there's no 50. I mean, check how many 50-year-olds do you know confident and say I built a company and my company is scam. I mean, you can't be on Forbes 30. You can't be. You can't build a Fortune 500 company. You cannot. I mean, you're also limiting yourself to. So there are a lot of things that go wrong, but because many people don't have the information enough and they have been lied to. So I'm talking to you now. You say lie. You are not. Don't give yourself unnecessary pressure to amount certain things. And sometimes it's peer pressure. You're in a situation where everybody around you has done it. This person did it 3 months time. He moved from Ikorodu to phase 1, it's phase 2. He's staying there, living in a house that you think is comfortable, but it doesn't tell you the problem he goes through.
True.
As well, let me go as far as using some diabolic things and all of that. Is it really worth your life? So don't be deceived by that illusion. And what that does, because they think there's no time, so they begin to act like there's no time. But there's time. You can use a 15K a month job to build a $15 million company in 15 years. I did not say in 15 minutes. I'm not motivational. I will not tell you now. I use one payroll task to start my forex trading company. That's a lie. I did not tell you it took 15 years.
One payroll task and $1 million in 1 month.
Say 1 month. So you can use a 15K salary and build from there. And in 15 years, you can build a $15 million company. It's just about how you see things.